We have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now.
So concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land before the fires started. You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that instead of taking some of that land and housing even a small portion of those displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your land.
Hey fanatics, aren't you just sick of charity fraud schemes? Well, you're not the only one. Keanu Reeves has recently opened up about a concerning issue involving some prominent figures in Hollywood, like Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They are being accused of using the tragic Maui fires as an opportunity to potentially deceive people into donating money. The shocking part is what Keanu really has to say about it. Keanu and his concerns for Maui led to a conversation with a friend. They both read about Dolly Parton's contributions to her community and felt inspired. This inspiration resulted in them creating the People's Fund of Maui. Now let's talk about what's been happening in Maui. The recent wildfires there claimed the lives of 115 people and left many more missing. It's become the worst natural disaster in Hawaii's history, and countless people have lost their homes. In the midst of this crisis, Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson stepped forward to launch the People's Fund of Maui. They asked for donations to help the wildfire victims. However, there have been rumors circulating that this fund might not be on the up and up. People are questioning Oprah's involvement and whether she's using the donations to further her own land interests in Maui. Welcome to FameFanatics. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest celebrity scandals. Now, it's worth noting that Oprah owns over 2,000 acres of land in Maui, particularly in the native Hawaiian area. This revelation didn't sit well with many, as they feared it could lead to the displacement of the native population. Shortly after this came to light, Oprah began soliciting donations for Maui residents, which some felt was a tactic to divert attention from her extensive land ownership in these sensitive areas. Keanu Reeves expressed his heartbreak over the situation, echoing the sentiments of many who are deeply concerned about what's been unfolding. The Maui fires have left a trail of devastation, and the allegations surrounding the People's Fund of Maui only add to the distressing situation. To make matters worse, the rumors swirling around Oprah's donation campaign added to the skepticism. Oprah had announced her plan to launch the People's Fund of Maui on August 31st alongside Dwayne Johnson. They claimed the fund's purpose was to provide direct financial assistance to the people of Maui, promising each affected survivor $1,200. They shared a video on Instagram and TikTok with a caption that read, "We're honored to announce the People's Fund of Maui, a fund putting money directly in the pockets of those who were affected by the recent wildfires." As we have seen firsthand, the impacts of these wildfires have been devastating, and we're here to ensure with a 100% guarantee that your donations will go directly into the hands of Lahaina residents. However, this move by two wealthy individuals asking for donations from working-class people didn't sit well with many. People questioned why billionaires and millionaires were soliciting donations when they had the means to contribute significantly themselves. This raised doubts about the sincerity of the campaign and added fuel to the speculation surrounding their intentions. One fan didn't mince words and left a comment under the video saying, "Girl, you've got some nerve asking us working-class people struggling to put food on our tables to donate. Why don't you ask your millionaire and billionaire buddies to step up?" Another person responded to the video by calling out Oprah for what they saw as performative activism. They said it was unfortunate that many people would donate simply because of her celebrity status without questioning her true intentions. They questioned why she wasn't reaching out to her wealthy friends, suggesting they probably knew better. They were critical of the perception that Oprah was an angel, believing she had a darker side. Another user humorously pointed out that the math didn't add up for Oprah and Dwayne. They implied that these celebrities had so much money that they could donate without feeling the financial strain, and they'd recoup that amount within a year. Now, about whether Oprah and Dwayne actually helped the people of Maui, it turns out that the guarantee of Maui residents receiving 100% of the donations wasn't entirely accurate. Despite their claims and their deep connections to Maui, it seems there were doubts about the funds reaching the intended recipients. One determined woman on TikTok decided to investigate this organization further and made some eye-opening discoveries. While the wildfire affected residents of Maui were slated to receive only $1,200 each from the fund, it turns out that the executives managing the fund were earning substantial salaries. The president of the nonprofit overseeing the fund was making over $400,000 a year. The CEO was earning over $300,000, and the CFO was bringing in over $290,000 annually. Even the lower-ranking executives, down to the VP of Advocacy, were making over $171,000 a year. These hefty executive salaries contrasted starkly with a meager $1,200 allocated to the wildfire survivors. This raised serious questions about how the funds were being distributed and whether they were truly benefiting those in need. If this didn't already cast doubt on Oprah's intentions, there was more to the story. It came to light that Oprah had even hired a security team to keep wildfire survivors away from her land. These revelations further fueled skepticism about her genuine commitment to helping the people of Maui. A viral video on Twitter exposed some concerning aspects of Oprah's actions in the wake of the Maui wildfires. The user behind the video pointed out some glaring contradictions. They said, "You claim to be so concerned about what's happening in Maui, yet you managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land even before the fire started. You say you're concerned, but instead of using some of your land to house even a small portion of the displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your property." The user didn't stop there. They highlighted Oprah's failure to denounce shady real estate deals that were harming people. They asked why she was urging the struggling American public, many of whom were struggling to pay their rent, to donate money to her fundraiser instead of actively contributing to the cause. In essence, the video portrayed Oprah's actions as contradictory and raised questions about her true commitment to helping Maui and its residents in their time of need. The most shocking revelation in this entire situation is that both Oprah and Dwayne Johnson appear to have lied about their own donations. When they initially announced the fund, they claimed they would contribute $10 million of their own money to the cause. However, a recent fact check has exposed that the fund currently only has $4,000 in it. This stark contrast between their promise and the reality has left many people astonished and disappointed. Oprah's perceived lack of empathy and her apparent reluctance to take substantial actions to help the people of Maui become so apparent that even other celebrities started calling her out. Jason Momoa hinted at the situation with Oprah's fund and talked about how some unscrupulous individuals were trying to deceive people under the guise of soliciting donations. He later advised his fans to only donate to funds and campaigns that he himself had shared on his account, emphasizing the importance of verifying the legitimacy of donation requests. In response to the situation, Jason Momoa made it clear that he would not personally reach out to anyone on Instagram to ask for money and urged people not to send money to unauthorized sources. Instead, he directed them to the proper channels where donations could genuinely help those in need. Keanu himself talked about how grief can change a person in an interview with Parade magazine. He mentioned that even if a traumatic event happened a long time ago, it can still have an impact on you and shape who you are. He emphasized that grief doesn't simply disappear, it lingers and affects you in different ways over time. Some people, like Kanye, believe that trauma and grief are used by Hollywood elites to control and manipulate people. They think that these elites might be involved in shady activities, especially in situations like the Maui wildfires, where they could profit from people's suffering. On the other hand, some argue that it's all just a coincidence and that people are unfairly criticizing figures like Oprah, who donated a significant amount of money to help with the Maui wildfires. It's important to remember that being wealthy and successful doesn't automatically mean someone has to give away their wealth. What do you think? Is Oprah really involved in a scam? Or are Hollywood elites up to something shady with the Maui wildfires? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for the latest celebrity scandals.